At the start of the story, a group of friends, Clover, Max, Megan, Nina, and Abe, are shown driving along a road. Later, the group watches a video message made by a girl named Melanie, who is Clover's sister and has been missing for several days. They are currently at the same gas station from where Melanie recorded her final video message. They have been searching for her for the past year. Clover goes inside the store and shows the owner a picture of her sister, asking if he has seen her. The store owner tells her that she is not the first person to come there looking for someone, because people often go missing in that town. Hearing this, Clover becomes hopeful and tells her friends that she may have discovered where Melanie could be. The group then heads toward the town as heavy rain and a storm begin outside. Soon, they realize that they have lost their way and are going in circles, ending up at the same place repeatedly. Eventually, they stop in front of a location covered by a strange black cloud. The surprising thing is that while there is a storm all around, that particular spot is completely dry. There is also no mobile signal there, and Megan says she has a bad feeling about the place. After that, Abe, Nina, and Megan enter the location, where they find a strange, sand-filled hourglass. During their search, Nina finds a register, while Abe becomes frightened after seeing missing person posters on the wall. Meanwhile, Clover, who is still outside, suddenly hears her sister's voice and sees a shadow in the distance. She runs after it into the rain, and Max follows her. Clover loses her way in the storm while Max keeps calling out to her. Inside, Nina is writing her name in the register, while Abe is shocked to see Melanie's picture among the missing person posters. After some time, Max finds Clover and brings her out of the rain and back inside the house. Nina is disturbed when she notices that many names in the register are written 13 times, including Melanie's name, and with each entry, the handwriting becomes more distorted and deteriorated. Everyone is terrified, but Clover insists that she heard Melanie's voice. Suddenly, Nina notices that the sand hourglass in the room has flipped over on its own, even though no one touched it. At that moment, they hear strange sounds coming from a distance. They rush outside and see that their truck has somehow moved into the rainy area by itself. They assume someone is trying to steal their vehicle. Out of fear, Abe and Nina stay behind to keep an eye on the truck, while the others head toward the basement to look for a phone. There, Clover finds an old phone, but it is broken. They also find a radio and try to make contact, but it is unsuccessful. Upstairs, Nina and Abe hear noises coming from the adjacent room. Abe goes alone to check it out. When he does not return for a long time and Nina hears the same sounds again, she decides to go inside herself to investigate. Nina enters the room, only to find that Abe has already been killed by a masked man. Seeing this, she lets out a scream. Hearing Nina's scream, Max looks toward the basement door, where he sees Nina's lifeless body lying on the floor, with the killer standing right in front of it. The killer notices Max, who immediately runs away and warns everyone to hide at once. Moments later, the killer reaches the basement. Max grabs a chair and strikes him, but it has no effect at all. Instead, the killer stabs Max in the eye and kills him. Clover and Megan witness everything. The killer then enters the room where the girls are hiding. Clover quietly picks up a knife from a nearby table. Unfortunately, the killer finds Megan hiding inside a wardrobe, drags her out by her legs, and brutally murders her. Witnessing this, Clover gathers her courage and attacks the killer with the knife, but it barely affects him. She manages to escape and runs for her life. Clover runs toward the forest, where she suddenly sees a girl who looks just like her sister. At that moment, the killer comes from behind and stabs her in the back, killing her. Then it is shown that the sand-filled hourglass suddenly flips on its own, and everything resets. All the members of the group come back to life and find themselves at the beginning of the same night from which this nightmare started. Confused and terrified, they struggle to understand what just happened. Before they can fully process it, Abe reveals that their faces have now appeared on the missing person posters hanging on the wall. As they discuss escaping the place, Megan suddenly starts feeling unwell. She says that this night is going to be far more horrifying than the last one. Her body begins to shake violently, she lets out a piercing scream, and all the light bulbs in the house shatter. Everyone quickly turns on their flashlights, only to realize that Megan has disappeared. A short while later, Clover hears a voice and leads the others into another room. There, they find Megan levitating in the air, unconscious, muttering strange words. She points at each poster one by one and begins speaking in different voices. Suddenly, Megan snaps her own neck and falls to the floor. As everyone stands there in shock, trying to decide what to do, loud knocking starts at the front door. Abe looks outside but finds no one there. Then Melanie's voice is heard, calling out to them and asking them to open the door. Despite her friends trying to stop her, Clover panics and opens the door. There is no one outside. Instead, a new house appears, one that was not there before. Suddenly, an unseen force hurls Clover into the air, while her friends remain trapped inside the house. The force drags Clover toward the new house and violently pulls her inside, slamming the door shut behind her. Max panics and tries to go after Clover, but the others hold him back. Enraged, Max lashes out at his friends and storms outside alone. Meanwhile, Clover regains consciousness in a dark room, surrounded by strange mannequins wearing eerie masks. As she looks around, she notices an old woman sitting silently in front of a television, wearing an oxygen mask. When Clover tries to escape, the woman speaks in a terrifying voice, saying that there is only one way out: either survive the night or become a part of it. The woman reveals herself to be a witch and suddenly forces a mask onto Clover's face. The witch then shifts into Clover's body. A short while later, Max reaches the house, while Abe and Nina get into their truck. Nina is extremely distressed about leaving her friends behind, but Abe ignores her, locks the doors, and drives back into the rain. They do not get far before a massive creature blocks their path, forcing them to reverse. Nina tries to open her door, but suddenly sees that Abe has been killed, and at that very moment, the masked killer appears once again. Elsewhere, Max is searching for Clover and enters a room filled with dolls. Suddenly, Clover appears, now possessed, and kills him. She then moves toward the others, but the masked killer arrives driving the truck and runs her over, killing her. Once again, time reverses, and a new loop begins. This time, the group barricades the front door and locks themselves inside the bathroom, hoping to survive until morning. Abe drinks water from the sink and offers it to the others. One by one, they all drink the water as well. After that, Clover tells the group about the witch and the things she said. During this conversation, Abe suddenly starts coughing up blood, trying to hide it. The coughing grows uncontrollable. Suddenly, Abe's body explodes violently, spraying blood everywhere. Terrified, Nina runs toward the sink, but Megan tries to stop her from drinking the water. By then, it is too late. Nina's body also explodes. The remaining survivors flee the bathroom in panic, but soon Megan meets the same fate and bursts apart. Witnessing all of this, Clover begs Max to kill her so the loop can restart and they can come up with a new plan to survive. Max cannot bring himself to do it. Moments later, he explodes and dies like the others. Clover collapses to the ground. Just then, a man approaches, whistling calmly. It is the gas station owner. He tells her that she was very close to succeeding, but running away will not save her. At that moment, Clover also explodes, and the sand-filled hourglass flips over once again. In the next loop, this time, the group decides to research the town's history. They begin searching through old files in the basement, where they are shocked to discover that the gas station owner is actually a doctor named Alan. They learn that 20 years earlier, a mine in the town had collapsed, killing many people. The miners had dug too deep, causing a large part of the town to sink into the ground and resulting in massive destruction. Dr. Allen was a physician sent by the government to help the survivors. Meanwhile, Nina discovers a door in the basement and thinks it might be an exit, but it leads to a dark tunnel. Frightened, she quickly closes the door. The group finds an old videotape showing a man locked inside a room, screaming in agony. He cannot understand why he keeps coming back to life again and again. In the background, Dr. Allen explains that he is conducting experiments on the mental and emotional state of the survivors of the disaster. He notes that the patient is showing signs of hunger and physical weakness. After being confined for 13 days, the man begins transforming into a creature known as a wendigo, an entity that is eternally hungry. At that moment, Dr. Allen contacts the group through the radio and tells them that they now know the entire truth. Clover begs him to let them go, but Dr. Allen sets a condition. One of them must die in order for the remaining 4 to escape. Clover refuses to sacrifice anyone and tells Allen that she wants to meet him face to face. The doctor agrees and tells her to come to the forest, but only if Clover comes alone. The others try to stop her, but Abe supports her decision, and she leaves by herself. The rest of the group accuses Abe of being selfish for letting Clover go alone. Max says that they should either go after her or kill themselves so the loop can restart, but Abe refuses. He coldly says that even if Clover dies, it would not matter to him. Enraged by this, Nina attacks and injures him. She then tells Max and Megan to go after Clover. Meanwhile, as Clover is making her way through the forest, she suddenly gets caught in a trap. A chain wraps around her leg and drags her deep into the woods. Elsewhere, Nina and Abe are talking when a wendigo suddenly appears. At the same time, Max and Megan are searching the forest for Clover when a wendigo also comes dangerously close to them. They run for their lives, but Megan slips and falls onto the glass roof of an old, half-buried house. As the glass begins to crack, Max rushes to save her, but the wendigo returns. The glass shatters and both of them fall inside. the creature drags Megan away into the basement. Sometime later, Max finally finds Clover and frees her from the trap. However, they are soon attacked by a wendigo, revealed to be none other than Clover's missing sister, Melanie. They manage to run and hide, but Clover says that she has ruined everything and hands Max a shard of glass, asking him to kill her. Reluctantly, Max slits her throat and then drinks the poisoned water himself. When Wendigo Melanie appears in front of him, Max suddenly explodes before her eyes. In the next loop, things grow even worse. Clover asks what night it is, and Nina tells her that according to the register, it is the 13th night, and no one has ever survived beyond 13 nights. When they look out the window, they see many old houses appearing around them that were not there before. They then realize that Megan is missing. They immediately check Abe's phone, which had been recording everything. Each video clip reveals how they all died again and again. In one recording, Dr. Allen can be seen examining their bodies, while the final video was recorded by Megan, who was secretly following the doctor in hopes of finding a way out. At that moment, they hear a sound. Looking outside, they see multiple wendigos advancing toward them. Panicking, they decide to go through the dark basement passage to search for Megan. Armed with whatever weapons they can find, they step into the tunnel, where they encounter several creatures. After a long struggle, they somehow manage to escape and reach an underground house in the ruins of the old town. But at that underground house, the same masked killer attacks them again. Max tells Clover to get out of there so that he and the others can hold the killer off. Clover runs away, but after going some distance, she encounters Melanie, now transformed into a wendigo. When the creature attacks her, Clover realizes that this is no longer her sister. She pushes Melanie away, killing her instantly. She says goodbye to Melanie and moves forward. Meanwhile, Max, Abe, and Nina work together to defeat the masked killer, finally crushing his head with a hammer. Clover continues her journey and soon reaches a hospital, where she sees Megan trapped inside a locked room with a restrained wendigo. The room is locked, so Clover goes in search of a key and reaches Dr. Allen's office, which is filled with surveillance monitors. At that moment, Dr. Allen enters the room, drinking coffee, and places his mug on the table. He tells Clover that she has been his most interesting patient. As the doctor explains his experiments, Clover notices a dripping tap, the same poisonous water flowing from it. Quietly, she places the doctor's coffee mug beneath the dripping tap. Dr. Allen drinks the coffee, and soon his condition worsens. Moments later, he explodes just like the others. Clover immediately takes his keys and frees Megan. The two of them try to escape, but several wendigos begin chasing them, and the sand hourglass is close to running out. They dig their way up to the surface, where their friends are waiting and pull them out. As soon as the hourglass empties, the night finally ends. At sunrise, they all breathe a sigh of relief. They get into their truck and drive far away from the town, and the story ends there.